Hey, welcome, folks, to Wizards Outlook. We're joined by Raymond Lyons, Cardo Dudley Jr., and Wilson Tarpe Jr. And the Washington Wizards, we talked to you guys a couple nights ago as they had their two games in Toronto with a day in between. This is the Detroit version of it. First of two games with Detroit this week. Things didn't go great tonight. Cade Cunningham led the Pistons past the Wizards 123 to 103. Coming off the 73 rebound game by Toronto. The last time we spoke with y'all, the boards were clearly an area we discussed last time. After that game, looking ahead to this one, uh, why they didn't get 73. Troy won the battle on the board, 61 to 47. Ray, we start with you, and obviously, mention the glass, but it's not the only place in which Detroit created some separation. Your takes on this one this evening?
Yeah, man. I mean, it was definitely a lot of areas where Detroit was able to have success, but first and foremost, we did talk about the physicality and the rebounding. I mean, guys gave up 134 boards in 2 nights. Like, that's unacceptable. But we said if they weren't competitive in that aspect of the game, it just wasn't going to go well, and it didn't. The Pistons were able to impose their will, and everything else kind of fell into place. Detroit shot 42% from three as well. That's pretty decent, as opposed to the Wizards 33%. And 40% overall from the field. That's not going to get it done. Especially in a game where you're being dominated physically. It was just we just saw two teams at two different places. Detroit is they're fighting for their playoff lives, and the Wizards are prepping for the lottery. There's a reason for that. But yeah, Cade Cunningham, man, he had a fantastic game. I mean, he's having an all-star season. It's not surprising, but he just controlled the game in every way. Was able to facilitate Jalen Duren. Big double, 15 points, 13 boards. Wilson, you spoke about him. Kind of touched on him prepping for tonight's game last night. It's Alex Sarr's we talked about it a couple nights ago. That's his main priority over this offseason needs to be to build up his body and to be able to have more of an impact in games like this because they're going to need it. So yeah, man, he 8.7 rebounds, 2 and 9 from the field. In games where the opposition is leans more towards the physical style, and he feels that sometimes he kind of shies away and isn't as aggressive. So yeah, that's just an area of development for him. But overall, Pistons just controlled the game.
Cardell.
Yeah, the Pistons set the tone in the first quarter with the physicality. They just took it to the Wizards in every way. And when they didn't have a shot inside, when they got in the paint, they was kicking it out for threes, man. And the Wizards kind of, from the opening tip, they were just on their heels. We knew they were going to be physical, but I think the Pistons wanted to get them up out of there early. So they came with another level of physicality that I don't even think the Wizards were kind of ready for. You could say it, but until it hits you, it's kind of different. It's like the Mike Tyson cliche, saying everybody has a plan until they get hit in the mouth. Well, the Wizards got hit in the mouth, and that plan, whatever plan they had, went to hell. Think about it, like in the first quarter alone, Cade, 8 points, 5 rebounds. Jalen Duren, 4.6 rebounds. Tobias Harris, 6.4 rebounds. Ausar Thompson, just 3 rebounds by himself. Pistons out-rebounded the Wizards 22-11 in the first quarter. Shot 45% from the field, 44% from deep. And only turned the ball over once. No resistance. No, they ain't feel the Wizards at all. And right then and there, the Wizards are behind the 8 ball. The first quarter, Wizards were 8 for 23 from the field, 0 for 9 from 3. And that was it. They didn't win a quarter the rest of the game. They didn't win nothing. You know what I mean? It was just pure dominance. 58-44 points in the paint, Pistons. Rebounds, 61-47, Detroit. second chance point, 2014 Edge Pistons. The only thing that kept the Wizards in the game was their pace. Because the Pistons slow it down to kind of match Cade Cunningham's style of play, how he moves, which is similar to Luka. They go there on speed. They don't really go too fast or whatnot. So the Pistons catered to that. They played to that. So Washington won a fast break point battle 24-7. That's the only thing that kept them. I ain't even gonna say it kept them in the game because they lost by 20, but kept it from being an epic beatdown. Let's just call it that. You know what I mean? So it kept them with some hope. And that was it. It was all she wrote, man. If you're not gonna be physical at this time of the year against playoff teams, it's just all that skill stuff don't matter. It's gonna neutralize it. You're gonna be too fatigued to hit any damn shots, and you're gonna look intimidated to try to do something defensively, and then an opposing team, in this case the Pistons, are already gonna know they got the mental edge on you. So it's not really much you could do, but just take a beating like a man. That's what it was, man. Like 46% from the field, 42% from deep, 73% from the line, but Pistons didn't even need a lot of free throw attempts because they was torching them from outside and off second chance points, and they only got 15 attempts. So it's just, and this one's a little bit more irritating since because Middleton's smart play. You know what I mean? And Rashawn Holmes got ejected. Like Rashawn Holmes, he came in like gangbusters. He tried. He had look, I'm serious. In the first quarter, he came in. That tells you what it was, because the fact that he had to come in right away in the first quarter, establish a tone, lets you know the Pistons was getting in pretty good. Rashawn Holmes in the first quarter, 8 points. Yeah, he had 8 points and 3 or 4 shooting in 4 minutes. He came right in with the work, and unfortunately, he got ejected, and then that was it. He was the only one that was trying to really match the physicality out the gate. And then all of a sudden, the Wizards, as the game went along, tried, but the momentum was already in the Pistons' favor, man. And they're at home, so there's nothing you can do. But they get another crack at it Thursday, but you gotta play tougher, man. You gotta play tougher. You just it's the two toughest. I ain't gonna say the two toughest. I'm gonna take it back because I don't want to disrespect nobody, because I do believe Middleton is tough. He won the championship, but the guys that, let's just say, like the physicality, Marcus Smart, Rashawn Holmes, and Bub Carrington, he like mixing it up too. The guys that like mixing it up. Bub, 6'11" from the field. Rashawn Holmes, 6'10" before he got ejected. Marcus Smart, 6'10". Physicality ain't bothering them. Now the rest of the team, I ain't even gonna go there. It bothered them. You see what I'm saying? So they got to match Bub's, Rashawn, and Marcus' energy, where it's like, I don't care who you are. Let's rumble. However you want to play, we going to play. Sometimes it just got to be like that. And until the rest of the Wizards try to play like that on a consistent basis, you're going to keep having up and down games like this. And today was definitely one that was down.
Yeah, I think, to piggyback on what you guys said, I think that's one of the difference between, you talked about how Rashawn Holmes came off the bench like gangbusters. He did that in Toronto too, and he had to, except it had a better outcome. I think, it was a better outcome. And that's, again, Cardell, going back to the discussion we had about the thing that Toronto lacks, which is why I think Washington was kind of able to survive that a little bit, because they didn't have that physical bruiser inside to really, to really hit Holmes back like that. Toronto's physicality is literally, from the 4 down, technically, or just, they got some big threes, what have you. They just big. Detroit just bullies. Like, they 1 through 5 bullies. Carter, when you were listing the rebounds in the first quarter, the first 2 people you named was the 1 and the 5. Like, just to let that sink in. The 1 and the 5 were the first 2 people you named talk about who was hitting the glass in the first quarter. As cliche as it is, talk about, teams need to throw the first punch. That's why Detroit's out here acting like that. Their point guard is one of the people that throws the first punch. Like, they're a very physical team, and it's great that Rashawn Holmes is there to come off the bench and bring that, but this is a good lesson for Washington as a whole. You better, if you want to get to where you want to go, y'all better learn and embrace his physicality, because to get where you want to go, to get through those teams eventually, that's not going anywhere. Like, It's not going anywhere at all.
Right. And just to add this in, when players start to run for the 3-point line, that's their way of avoiding physicality. Because attacking the basket, you're gonna get hit. That's what I'm saying. Like you can't. I don't care about all this. You can't avoid it, though. You can't avoid it, man. And that's another part why it's so 3-point happy. Because guess what? Less contact, you're fresher. You ain't got to worry about too many injuries. But it's necessary to attack the basket because you're going to take their spirit away. Because this dude ain't, damn, man, we can't. And there's only so much they can hit you because they're piling up fouls. They're getting in the bonus. We're getting free points. They going to have to change. Then their defense going to have to soften up a little bit. You can do whatever you want now. It's a simple game, man. It's a simple game, man. And 3 players tonight embraced that. They tried. They were just alone. And that's why we had the result we have.
Like you said, they get a second crack at them in a couple days. I can promise you one thing: Detroit has to be encouraged by their physicality in that first quarter, because they might try to up it up to ratchet it up another notch. So Washington, if you wish to respond accordingly, you got to meet them there.
No,
like you have to meet them there.
Okay, 235 pounds at point guard.
Dog, him and Dern is bullies at their respective positions. Like on the bookend of the lineups, you just got 2 bullies.
6'10", 266, Jalen Duran. He was a man shot in high school. We saw him at the MLK thing. You know, he got a league body now, bro. And he still had another year of high school. That he's just a physical freak, man. He built like Dwight. He's not as athletic as Dwight, but he got that same build like Dwight Howard, young Dwight Howard, man. Yeah, bro. Wizards looking at that. You know, hey, man, go get him, Marcus. Go get him.
Not to look too far ahead, you know, from what they got to deal with inside. You go from 6'10", 266 twice this week, and you know who's lurking on Saturday on the road in Denver. So, hey, man, you might as well embrace it and do like Bilal did. That all season, you better attach yourself to that room and move the iron. Like, you have to. And Lord, was he missed in his physical game today. But again, it is what it is. We'll see what it looks like a couple days. Player of the game, I feel like you guys mentioned his name a couple times already, but, you know, you have the opportunity to say it once again for everyone.
Okay, man. 27, 10, and 8. 31 minutes.
Easy work. Easy work.
31 minutes, dog.
And if he shot a little bit better, like, man, X factor for you guys.
Jalen, man. Got to be Jalen. 15 to 13 and 24 minutes, man.
Right.
This shit crazy, bro.
They won in 5 with plus 16 and plus 19.
These boys putting up Michael Cage numbers in half a game, man. Yeah, y'all youngers go look up Michael Cage. Y'all don't even know about that. The Windex, man. They don't even know. They don't even know about that. The Windex, man.
Oh, man. But nah, man. Hey, man, we're going to find out a little bit on Thursday. Either going to respond, because I know Detroit's not going to change what it is that they do. That's who they are. That's their DNA. They just bullies, man.
Why should they? We won by 20. What we need to change? We're going to do it again unless they put up a fight.
Man. Even just looking at the boards, man. Stu's not – you got Stu coming off the bench. He only had 7. So many guards were on the glass for Detroit. Hey, man.
I saw Thompson, 221. Too light, bro. And Tobias, 230. I mean, dog, come on, man.
Oh, the lightest person in that starting lineup is Tim Hardaway Jr.
Come on, bro. Yeah, he 205, but you got no disrespect. No disrespect. You got Jordan Poole, 194, bro. Come on, bro.
You said K's 230 plus? Like, bro, what you – come on, man.
235, man.
There's a couple times coming down court, like you talk about him and Luka play with their calm pace, and I guess play with that pace too. If I'm 235, who gonna move me?
Mouse in the house, barbecue chicken, man.
It's quietly getting where they need to get to. But again, we appreciate you guys. We'll check with you guys Thursday night as Washington, tries to get the look back on Detroit in Detroit once again. And then again, That's what is this? Just the second stop on the road trip? Technically, it'll be the fourth game, but just the second stop. You guys have a great evening.